You are watching Premier Sports Network's exclusive content, Mongolian Basketball League. One-on-one.
Today's episode features National League champion and season MVP and finals MVP for the 2022 and 23 season, Pendarvis Uillьямс. Thanks for joining the show.
Thanks for having me.
So it's your third season here in Mongolia, getting used to Mongolian customs and especially for cold winter.
Oh yes. But this is actually the warmest winter that it's been since I've been here. This winter hasn't been too bad so far.
Yes, they said it's been the warmest winter in the last 25 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I noticed for sure because I was expecting, very freezing temperatures as the past 2 years. But like I said, this January hasn't been too bad at all.
That's good. Making a lot of new friends here in Mongolia.
Oh yeah, especially this year I'm on a new team, so it's a little different for me. And then my team, we had many different Americans, so I'm making plenty of friends.
So it's your third season, and ever since you come here and play here, a lot of fans following you, and they said you're one of the best ever come here and played. So maybe you didn't hear this before, but I'm telling you, we had in this 30 years of this league, there are so many good players, but you're right above them, in my opinion. So.
Man, I appreciate that very much. I appreciate it.
Especially your season with the minors, you guys set all this record in winning the championship. That season was really special.
Oh yeah, that was a very special season for me because before coming here, that season I was actually about to retire. I was about to finish playing.
Really?
I had some personal issues with family. I was battling some injuries. The season before, that was the most I've missed throughout my whole career. And then I lost my little cousin, though I was very close to. It was more like a little brother. So it was just a lot on me mentally. And even though I know I could still play, I just was ready to hang it up. But got the call to come here, and I'm very glad I came.
Because Mongolia was the new destination.
Yes, and I didn't know anything.
What to expect?
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, and I was saying I couldn't do another long season in Europe. Those European seasons were way too long.
I see.
And so I couldn't go to Europe anymore. But like I said, I got the call here, and new opportunity. And the season was shorter. That was what I really liked. The season was much shorter than what I was used to. Like I said, I came, and we made history. And I fell in love with Mongolia, and it seemed like Mongolia fell in love with me as well.
So what was the first thing you Googled after you decided to play here?
Just Googled, well, first of all, Vasilis told me that it was very cold and that I would not be driving here. He was like, if you get a car here, you'll probably get in an accident in the first 5 minutes. But I just Googled, so I Googled just the city. And I was looking at some pictures and things like that. And I actually had a friend in college that played here.
Oh yeah?
But it was I'm not sure which league he played in during that time, so he knew a little bit about it. But yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect, and I wasn't expecting a UG Arena as well. I was expecting
the old
gym. But then,
all the footage you see games was played in old arena.
Yes. Yes. So that's what I was expecting to play in and everything. But when I got here, we were practicing right across from the arena, and then we walked in there, and this was before it was even finished, and you see it was a lot of just dirt and everything. They were still finishing it up. I was like, this is where we were playing. I'm like, oh man, this is really nice. It turned out really nice.
As a professional athlete, you've been playing for 11 years now, and living and working away from your family. How you guys navigate through all this, your wife and you?
Well, for a few years, My family was actually with me. They lived with me in Italy, Germany. My daughter was born in Germany. France, they were with me. I was in France the year COVID hit. Then that following year, so 2021 was the 2021-2022 season was the last season that my family was with me. Well, 2020-2021 was the last season they were with me. And but it's tough. I mean, it's really tough. I mean, it weighs on me every day, but I mean, I do this for them, and this is how I provide for them. So
missing the holidays and kids' birthdays.
Man, it's tough. Luckily, last season I was hurt. I pulled my hamstring.
Yeah,
and,
I remember that.
Vasili's was nice enough to let me go home for Christmas, and I surprised them. Got them good. I'll show you video after. It was very funny.
That's really nice.
But it's really tough though, missing holidays and birthdays. And then last year I broke my finger, and then we got eliminated early out the playoffs. I was able to make it home for my kids' birthdays. But then in my first year here, my wife was pregnant as well. And I was thinking like if I was to go anywhere, I would wait until after my son was born. But I actually ended up leaving before. I left to come here in October, and my son was born that December.
I see.
That was the first of my 3 kids. That was the first birth that I wasn't actually there for. I watched on FaceTime, but that was the first birth that I wasn't actually there for.
And your wife was here recently?
Yes. So she came for the first time this year. She came for Christmas and was here for New Year's. Like I said, first year she was pregnant, and then last year we started up a business, so it was kind of tough for her to get out here. But if I come back next year, we'll bring out the whole family, all my kids and everything.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
Just make sure they dress very warm, very warm.
Yeah, and some of your former teammates, they say you're really a family-oriented guy, and how you keep in touch with your family, FaceTiming them every day.
Yes.
Helping your son and daughter for homework?
Oh yes, it's a little tough with the time difference, especially with Vegas. Right now the time difference is about 16 hours. So I mean, I'd be joking with them, telling them that they're in the past and I'm in the future. But yeah, I try to talk to them as much as I can. But like I said, it's kind of tough with the time difference, and then they're so busy. But like I'll talk to them before I'm going to bed is about the time they're getting up for school. So I'll talk to them in the morning before school. And then, yeah, I try to do as much as I can. But it's tough. FaceTime makes things a lot easier.
Easier, right?
I couldn't imagine like without FaceTime. I remember back when like my dad's in the Army, and we had to write letters. We would write letters to each other.
And waiting for the letter.
Yeah, waiting for the letter. Like he was in like close to Iraq at one point, and waiting for the letter. But FaceTime is a lifesaver for sure.
So, what influence your parents have on your life?
Oh man, they're everything to me. I have my mom and dad right here, tattooed on my arm. But they're like my biggest inspiration. They work so hard to give me basically anything that I wanted, as long as I deserved it. If I was a good kid, but I mean, they taught me everything that I know, and I love them more than anything. My parents will probably come out next season as well.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
yeah.
nice.
My parents usually come. And they travel everywhere.
Everywhere you play?
From college to professional. They came everywhere. They didn't make it to France because COVID hit. They were scheduled to come there, but COVID stopped that season, so they didn't make it. As a matter of fact, they actually did make it to France, but yeah, they're going to come out next season for sure. I mean, I love them more than anything. That's
good. And as you said, your dad was in the army, stationed all over Europe, and you were born in Germany.
Yes. So my dad was in the army. He's retired now, And I was born in Germany, Frankfurt, Germany. And then I actually got a chance to play in Germany. I was actually about an hour away from Frankfurt, but I don't remember much. I was there till I was about 1 year old.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't remember much.
So after college, you played most of your career in Europe. So it affected how you play as a player now. Your playing style is different than most of the American players to me. So.
Oh yeah, Europe is a lot more team oriented. Like, it's way different from the NBA. The NBA is all about one-on-one, but Europe is all about the team. And but even before Europe, that's always been my playing style. I've always been a team player. Some of my coaches get mad at me for not being selfish enough at times.
Not taking the shots?
Yeah, not taking enough shots. Because I try to take, I like quality over quantity. So like even in college, like I might score like 20 points, but I would do it on like 9 shots. As to where, other players are scoring 20 points on 20 shots. But like I always just try to play the game the right way and do whatever I can to help the team win.
It helps the team a lot.
Oh yes, And then I try to help before I used to be a very quiet guy. I was more of a lead by example type of guy, but as I've gotten older, I've become more vocal and try to help, especially the younger guys on my team. Oh yeah, for sure. It helps the team and helps the players as well.
Favorite athlete growing up, not only basketball?
For basketball, Allen Iverson, of course, growing up in Philly. I'm trying to think of other sports. My only sports I really watched were basketball and football. I like Michael Vick. Michael Vick was very athletic. Yeah.
He also from Virginia, like Iverson.
Yeah,
they're from Newport, Virginia.
Yep, Newport News. And actually, Michael Vick just got hired at my college to coach the football team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting for sure.
I remember those Michael Vick days with the Atlanta Falcons, and later on he played for Philly.
Yep. But I love the Eagles, man. I hope we could win this Super Bowl next week.
Yeah.
Win it again. We won it one of the years. I forget the last time we won it, but I was in Italy at the time that we won it last time. And hopefully we get our revenge on the Chiefs.
It was in 2018, I believe.
Yeah, but I was in Italy at the time.
Everybody in America wants Philly to be Chiefs, so they don't want them win 3 in a row and become dynasty.
Oh man, I don't know. They say sometimes it's rigged, man. I hope it's not rigged for Mahomes to 3-peat. I hope we can get it done.
Who was your favorite player you molded your game after?
Some of my favorite players growing up. I didn't try to really mold my game after anybody, but some of my favorite players were Derrick Rose before he got injured, for sure. I like Brandon Roy a lot. I like Brandon Roy a lot. Joe Johnson. When I was in college, people said I played like him a little bit because we're like nonchalant and played like so cool.
Smooth.
Yeah, smooth more than anything, yes. So those were 3 guys that I really enjoy watching.
I want to show you a video and just tell us what you think, what comes to your mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You guys made the history right there.
Yes. Got me feeling old. No, that was a very special moment. And actually, before I came here in September, this team got inducted into the Hall of Fame at my college.
Yes.
It was
I was
very
going to ask you about that later on, but you already said it. So, you guys went to your school this past September and inducted to Hall of Fame. What does it mean to you guys?
Oh man, that meant everything to us. It felt good, you know, to be back with most of the team.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the first time that we were all back together in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think the time before that might have been my wedding.
Yeah?
And that was in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a long time since we had all gotten together.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that was the first time that our school had ever been to the NCAA tournament. That was my sophomore year,
Mm-hmm.
my first year as a starter.
And you guys beat number 2 seeded Missouri Tigers.
Yes, and even all these years, 13 years later,
Mm-hmm.
March will be 13 years. That's still one of the best upsets in NCAA tournament history. Man, it was crazy. Like, it was too crazy for us. Like that moment was too crazy. Like we were on Sports Center like every 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And that Missouri Tigers team had 30-4 record that year.
Yes, and they had a few players that went on to play in the NBA,
Mm-hmm.
and almost everybody had them going to the Final Four. So
Mm-hmm.
we destroyed almost everybody's bracket, and even Barack Obama said, "Yeah, y'all messed up my bracket."
Yeah.
And my teammate Kylo Quinn went on to play in the NBA for many years.
Yes.
Yeah,
He played
had
with
a
the
great
Knicks.
career.
That's
Yes.
what I must remember. He was with the Knicks.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. In your junior season in college, you averaged 14.3 points and 4.3 rebounds per game and lead your team to 16-0 record in your conference, MEAC. And you awarded Player of the Year. How special was that season for you?
Oh man, coming off of the NCAA tournament win, and just the MEAC championship, because being at a smaller school, you have to win the championship to make it to the NCAA tournament. It was great. I set that goal, and I was able to make it happen. And I was working hard all off season, and then during the season, you know, in between classes, I would have workouts with my coaches, and then I was able to apply it on the court.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a great season, but we came up short, man. We lost our conference tournament. I wanted to get back to the NCAA tournament so bad, but we ended up getting upset. But winning Player of the Year was a very special.
It was a season after Kylo Quinn left for NBA.
Yes, and a lot of people. So Kylo Quinn left. So I think that my sophomore year, I might have been like our third leading scorer. We lost our top 2 scorers, and you know, everybody counted us out and didn't expect us to do well. And then I took over that leadership role and was able to lead my team to undefeated in conference.
And also, at the end of the season, you guys finished with 26-10 record, and you named Boxstrom National HBCU Player of the Year award.
Oh yeah, that was. And I was blessed to win some good awards in college, but yeah, that was very special to be named a top HBCU player in the country at the time. Very nice. I mean, all my hard work paid off in faith and belief in myself.
So after that, you entered 2014 NBA draft.
Yeah. So well, as a senior, once you automatically enter the draft. But I worked out for the Philadelphia 76ers and the Houston Rockets. I didn't get drafted, but Houston Rockets invited me out to NBA Summer League, so I spent some time with the Houston Rockets for about 2 weeks. But then I ended up just starting my career overseas. Ended up signing in Italy, contract in Italy, and going overseas.
What do you think you have gained from playing in Europe as a basketball player?
Oh man, just completely different experience. It's a completely different game from what I'm used to. Coaches, I had, you know, a lot of different coaches throughout my time in Europe, and a lot of different philosophies and mindsets of the game. So it's very different, but I feel like it raised my IQ of the game a lot, especially like playing against other great European coaches and the different schemes of the games and plans that they have to like even stop me, for instance. So, I mean, it was a great experience. Great experience. I mean, I never imagined playing in Europe or playing in Mongolia or just anywhere. So, it's a blessing. I don't take it for granted.
Playing in Pibbarus is obviously different than NBA. Also, I imagine it's different than NCAA too.
Oh yeah, it's completely different. The game is a lot slower, more game planning. The college and NBA is so fast, very fast, and then, you know, we rely on athleticism. That's the way in Europe it's more about the mind. That's why, like, when Luka Doncic came to the NBA, it was so easy for him because he's just so smart. And it's too much space for him because the court is smaller in Europe. There's no defensive 3 seconds in Europe. NBA, the NBA, the rules are designed for
offense, right?
Yeah, offense, and NBA is entertainment now. It's not even basketball like it used to be. So it's kind of tough. After playing in Europe, the NBA is kind of tough to watch. I prefer to watch college rather than NBA because it's more competition. That's exciting to watch. You know, like right now, like SGA is really good. Anthony Edwards, John Moran. Or if it's like a good matchup between two good teams. Other than that, I don't really watch too often.
I would say your playing style is similar to SGA. You guys can pull up from the mid-range, and if you need to, you can drive to the hole, and you can shoot 3, and you can pass. To me, you guys look similar. And he might gonna win the MVP this year.
Man, I thought he should have won the MVP last year. I couldn't believe they gave it to Jokic because last season the Thunder finished first place.
Yes, they did.
And they had a very young team, and he played very well. And Jokic already won a few MVPs. I mean, they could have gave it to SGA.
People getting bored, he's winning the MVP.
Yeah, but hopefully SGA gets it this season. But we shall see because Jokic, his numbers are crazy as always. So, and they love him.
Speaking of MVP, your first season with the Miners was really special. You won the regular season MVP and finals MVP and the champion. And we did the interview after you won the championship. And
I remember right there on the court.
I gotta remind you again, you were the only import player ever, first ever import player to win the Triple Crown, regular season MVP, finals MVP, and the champion.
Oh, I never knew that. I didn't know that.
I thought I told you.
You did tell me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, that was a very special season for me because, like I said, I thought I was finished. I thought I was finished playing, so I just was enjoying every single moment. And then
you started feeling the joy.
Oh yeah.
And actually, that season, let me look at the numbers because I don't want to do it wrong. You know, you guys won your first 14 games in a row. And then
I think was it 16? I think it might have been 16.
See, that's why I need to see the record. You guys finished with 16-2 record.
Yes.
And then in the playoffs, you guys swept all your opponents and went 12-0. That was a really special season.
Yes. So during the FIBA break in February, that was the first time I got to go home to see my son that was born in December. And I was home for 10 days. And so when I got back, back to Mongolia for the playoffs, I was like, I'm trying to get back to him as soon as possible.
So
I
you
didn't want to lose any playoff games. And man, we had a few nail biters in there, but we were able to sweep through the playoffs, and that was a crazy season for sure. That was a very special season.
It's in the history books.
Yes, and that's why when this season when the Knights played. When we beat the Broncos, I had to make sure they didn't beat my minus 16, my minus 16
record,
wins.
Right?
That was a key. That was a key win for me. I had to make sure they didn't beat our record.
And then next season, you guys started 12-0. So that brings this. 11-0. You guys next season, you guys started 11-0, and my stats team gave me this crazy numbers, and Miners' winning streak lasted 283 days.
That's close to a year. That is wild. That is very
days.
wild. And I think we lost the game against the Broncos. I didn't finish that game. I got hurt during that game, and we lost in overtime. Yeah, man, but yeah, we had a really great team, man. Like you said, that's gonna go down in history. Yeah. Hopefully, no other
nobody's
team.
Gonna break it.
Yeah, nobody's gonna break it. I don't think any teams will.
It's hard to break that record.
Yes.
And that second season, despite the good start, you guys had some trouble with the injuries to key players.
Oh man!
And then Sancho got traded. So let's talk about that season. What was really going on behind the scene?
Oh man, like I said, we started off great. Then we got hit with a curveball. Before a game, I found out that Sancho was leaving to go to the Bison. I had no idea.
Nobody knew.
No. Nobody knew. But maybe it was like saw some rumors. Some pages started posting different things.
Yeah.
But when I saw it, I was shocked. I didn't know what was going on. Then before one of our games, it might have been a game actually against the Bison. Since you didn't play that game, but I found out before that game, and I was shocked. Sanji was a key piece to that championship team my first year, and Mongolian legend, of course. Yeah. So that was a big loss. Then we were, so unlucky with injuries. I've never been a part of a team that had
Kadra broke his nose.
Katra broke his nose.
Sojo went down with the injury too.
Sojo for a little bit of time. Bogey broke his hand. Yeah. I broke my hand.
Yes. And unfortunately your season was ended.
Yeah, then my season was over. Terrible timing. Yeah, we wanted to go back to back, but everything happens for a reason. It's okay. And injuries are a part of the sport, so that's what comes with the territory. But just unlucky. Very unlucky for us.
So before your third season, was there an offer from Miners?
No, I didn't have an offer from the Miners. Few other teams, but not the Miners.
All right, let's talk about your current team. What are the difference playing for the Knights compared to Miners? To me, the team structure is totally different.
Oh yeah, completely different. First of all, we lost two key guys that were on the team was called Жилүүд last season, but two key guys to 3-on-3 that would have been key pieces to the team, because we really don't have a Mongolian number 5. So that kind of hurt us. And then you see we've went through a few different American players throughout the season.
The coaching change.
Yeah, coaching changes. These few months have had more changes than all the teams I've been on combined my whole career. But things are getting better and better right now. Coach Peter's doing a great job. He brought in another guy from Serbia, Darko, and they're making sure we're well prepared for our games. And we've been doing very well the last few games after a rough start, which is because in 3-4 months I've taken more losses than I have in 2 years combined.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
And I'm not used, and I hate losing, man. I hate losing, so it's been kind of frustrating. But like I said, we're getting better and better day by day.
How is it like playing with the Sokto?
Oh man, I love playing with Sokto. I think he's the league MVP right now.
Yeah, he's playing at that level.
Yeah. I'm not being biased because he's my teammate. Like you said, he's playing at a very high level.
Yes.
But I enjoy competing with them and against them every day in practice. We help push each other to be better.
This year, when you guys played together on the court, you guys both seem really happy and feeding off each other, so really gelling.
Oh yeah, no, we just have so much fun, and then we're always competing against each other. We have many shooting competitions every day after practice. I own them.
Oh yeah.
We probably played like 100 shooting games. He's beat me like 4, so he's got a long way to go. He's got a long way to go before he can catch me. But no, we just have a lot of fun.
That's good. And I spoke to some of your former teammates, and they said your biggest strength is your attitude and demeanor, and you're really disciplined. You give it your all to game of basketball.
Oh man, I love the game so much, and I just try to work hard. Like I said, come right with the right attitude and mindset, and show my teammates that I care, that I really care.
If you had to give advice to young players, what would you say?
Oh man, be coachable. Be coachable is number one. Work hard. Always stay humble. It's going to be highs and lows, but always trust your work. The game gives what you give it. So if you work hard, it's going to come back. I always believe hard work pays off. So I just I'm either working out or I'm with family. Like when I'm home, I'm either working out or I'm with family. And just keep the right people around you. That's important as well. Feeding you the right things. Energy is always everything.
And be disciplined, right?
Oh yeah, dedicated, disciplined, for sure.
This year, the league changed the rules. So 2 import players can play first and third quarter. So what's the difference?
Second and third quarter.
Second and third quarter, yes.
Oh yeah, it's very different. Because my first 2 years we couldn't play together at all. I think it's actually better. I think it makes it more competitive. I like it this way. I like it better this way, and I wonder if they'll ever allow it for the entire game. But I'm not sure if they will. But it changes. It definitely changes the dynamic of the game and for teams for sure. But I enjoy it. That's what I'm used to it because playing in Europe, I've been on teams where there's only 2 Americans. But we can play together throughout the whole game. Then I've been on teams where there's 5 Americans.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So especially like first league in Germany, first league in Italy, you can have 5 Americans. Well, 5 import players.
I see.
Yes.
So during the season, when I watched the games, because of the injuries to some of your teammates, you had to play point forward, and you were playing on like number 3, number 2, number 1. So if coach asks you play at 5, can you do it?
Oh yeah. No problem. Whatever the coach needs. I remember like one of the first games we played against the Broncos, I was guarding Tolbert, and he's number 5. But so I could be used all over the court, and like I said, I'll do whatever it takes to help the team win.
What is your game day routine like?
Game day routine. Okay. Wake up. Always talk to family in the morning time. So when I get up, it's about the time they're getting ready for bed. So first I talk to family for a while. Depending on what time I get up, it might be like some college or NBA games on. So I'll cut something on TV. I always stretch. I go on YouTube, do a little yoga video.
Yeah.
Do some yoga, try to loosen up these old tight muscles. And I have like some recovery like leg boots that I will sit in for about 20-30 minutes while I read a book. And then just chill out, eat some lunch, maybe take a nap.
Any superstitions like you had to, some players they eat certain food on the game days?
No superstitions for me. I know some people, they'll put on the same shoe first or do certain things, but no, I don't have any superstitions. I just try to make sure I'm well rested. Like I said, always make sure that I stretch, do a little yoga, and eat a nice lunch. The last few games though, in a row, I have been eating the same thing. I've been eating some creamy shrimp pasta.
Shrimp pasta.
That's been my go-to the last few games, and I think I'm gonna keep that going for a little bit.
I see. Why you were number 11? Is there any reason behind it?
No reason actually. So when growing up, teams would just throw you a shirt with whatever number. I never really cared about a number. But going to college, I wanted number 1, but a senior had it. So I took 2 ones
instead of 1.
Yeah, instead of 1. And then I was thinking, and I was like, Penny Williams with the letter 1s instead of L's, and I was like, oh, that makes sense, and I just stuck with it. But when I came here my first year, I changed my number to 3.
Because of AI?
Yeah, because of Allen Iverson, of course, and I was like, it's a fresh start and everything. And Sojo had number 11, but I was like, it's okay, I'll just take a new number. It's a fresh start, But this season, I decided to go back to number 11.
Number 11.
And I have my initials and number 11 tattooed on me, so I was like, gotta stick with it.
Describe failure.
Oh man, I wouldn't even say failure. I take every loss as a lesson. So my failure is, I say me not reaching a goal, but if I don't do that, like I said, I just take that as a lesson and set another goal and work towards that.
My last question, who's your GOAT, MJ or Bron?
I was too young to see Jordan. So I would say LeBron. I watched LeBron. I mean, I've seen old games of Jordan, but growing up, I was too young to understand. And LeBron just does so much.
Everything?
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything. And I mean, he makes his teammates so much better. I mean, he's the NBA's all-time leading scorer, and scoring isn't even the best thing that he does.
Yes.
And he's not, like, he doesn't have the killer instinct of Jordan or Kobe, but his numbers are right there with them, even without that. So if he had that killer instinct, oh man, it would be crazy. But he just tries to play the game the right way. And even though he's lost, a lot of finals, I mean, at least he managed to take his team to so many to compete for those finals. You know, would you rather be there and try to compete for that championship, or get eliminated early? You know, and some of the teams that he's taken to the finals, man. And look at how he's playing now at 40 years old. At 40 years old, I'm going to be on the couch relaxing. There's no way. LeBron isn't human, so I definitely got to go with LeBron.
He's taking care of his body well.
Oh yeah,
all these years.
Oh, for sure. I tried. Like I said, I do yoga a lot. Especially after I broke my knee, I took a lot more focused on taking care of my body, because growing up I would just play. Like I didn't stretch. I hated stretching. Even in college, like we'd be stretching and I'll be just fake stretching. I never liked stretching, but after breaking my knee, I decided to do like a lot of hot yoga during the off season, and then Pilates as well. Just different things to try to extend my career.
That's good. And that's it. And thanks for coming, and really enjoyed having you here in the studio.
Thanks for having me. I enjoyed speaking with you and sharing a little bit about myself.
All right, and good luck for the rest of the season. And hopefully lift that trophy at the end of the season.
I hope so too. That's the goal for sure.
All right, my man. Thanks for coming.
No problem. Thank you.
You are watching Premier Sports Network's exclusive content, Mongolian Basketball League. 1-on-1.